Global Offensive is a finely tuned, heavily polished game that we'll happily play for thousands of hours in its current state. And Valve knows this. But they also know that people moan when it doesn't get updates. The solution? Footstep update! It changes next to nothing. And yet it gives us an excuse to play it again, just to see the changes for ourselves. And are we disappointed about this? I'm not. We shouldn't expect large updates. The game has been polished and fine-tuned for years, and will no doubt continue to evolve. Slowly. But we shouldn't play the game expecting major overhauls to change everything. I suspect that CSGO in 2020 won't be that different to the one that we have now. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of massive, game-changing updates as much as anybody, but I think that we prefer the idea of it more than the reality. We craved improved hitboxes for years, seeing it as some kind of holy grail. We finally got what we wanted. Were we happy? Did we rejoice and party for weeks? No, we just accepted it, continued playing, and picked something else to moan about. Frame rate issues, for example. I suspect Valve knows this, and although they may introduce unranked matchmaking or better first shot accuracy, they'll be in no hurry to do so. We look to the future because the unknown can be exciting, but once the update arrives, it becomes as boring as everything else. But on the other hand, we don't want to feel that things are static, and Valve knows this as well. Hence these regular, trivial updates to the game. I've seen the direction this game is heading. They're not giving us new reasons to play. They're just giving us more reasons to play the game in its current state. Look at the experience system. Gameplay remains unchanged, and yet it's an incentive to play. A counter to watch as we rise up the ranks towards yet another achievement or trophy. 2015 Service Medal. 2015 Service Medal 2. Look at all these medals. Custom skins don't change the experience either. They just give us more reason to boot the game up. In fact, the operations are about as close to game-changing updates as CSGO gets. But what do we play them for? Do we excitedly boot up matchmaking on these new maps? Or do we just play through the missions to get the medal and then return to what we know and love? And here's the thing, we're creatures of habit. We love the idea of progress, as long as, at the end of the day, we can return to what we know and love. Those new maps are fun, but I can't possibly master them to the same extent as I have with Inferno or Mirage. These aren't the best layouts ever. But they're our layouts. Just like games from our childhood, these maps will always have a special place in our hearts, and we'd rather play them again than take the effort to master new ones. And let's not forget the competitive scene. Do you really think that pro players who play this game for a living want disruptive, major updates? To have new maps to learn and new gameplay to master, as well as having to practice on what's already there? I don't think so. I think that this game's competitive nature has helped it to succeed, but will ultimately be the thing to keep it where it is. This is really depressing for me. I think we fail to appreciate just how good Global Offensive has become, and that there isn't an urgent need for major updates. I almost wish that we could forget everything we know about Counter-Strike so that we could start again. Maybe, with a blank slate, we'd favour Season over Inferno, Orgs over M4s, or Cash over Dust 2. And maybe, just maybe, for a while at least, we could happily play this game for what it is without complaining about what it isn't.